I'm Anne Palmer and I'm to interview Sue Ellen Barker, who has had an extraordinary golfing career at Avondale. Apart from that, she has been lady captain for 3 years and served on the board, has won most of the medals and the things that we play for at Avondale, and her name is on most of the honour board. Thank you for coming today, Sue Ellen.
It's my pleasure, Anne. I know you've been waiting a long time for this interview.
I have, and I always thought it was far too early because you've got so much golf ahead of you. So anyway,
We'll
it's just, yes, this can always be added to in the future. But I understand you joined Avondale in 1978.
That's right. I originally joined Monash because there was a waiting list at Avondale, and in 78, I remember that year because I was pregnant with Tim, my first son. I then played for a couple of years until David came along, and then it was too hard, so I stopped playing for 5 years and started again when David started school in 78.
Right.
Whatever that was.
Yeah. I know it didn't take you very long to get started because bronze premierships, the first one I could find in 1986, and I bet you passed through bronze fairly quickly. And then I think it was 89 that you won the Mixed Foursomes Cup with John.
That's one I'd forgotten until you reminded me.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, it's a very coveted trophy, and I remember John making a speech that night saying, my advice is play in the morning before the wind gets up and choose your partner before a handicap comes down. And your handicap was 36, so that must have been in the very early
That would have been
days.
the very early days, yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. All right, so then you started playing grade before you became club champion, I would say. Because from the early 90s, maybe?
When I came back to golf, when David was at school, I started and I had lessons and practiced, and I was always told you mustn't get in the grade team until you've had experience. And on Christmas Eve, I think I played 4 over par, and I said to John, I can't put this card in, I'm not allowed to drop my handicap. And I came from 30 to 12 in that first year, and then I went into the grade team the next year. So that was pretty exciting.
So would you have been the youngest then, or were they all young, I suppose?
No, I remember Ailsa Paul always saying you're young enough to be my daughter all those years ago. So yeah, there weren't many people. I would have been nearly 30 then, but that was pretty young at the golf club in those days.
So you've played in the grade continuously since then?
I have. I had 1 year when I had a frozen shoulder, so I had a year off and caddied for Judy Stevens that year. But yeah, every other year I've played in the team. Still love it, still enjoy it. But
yeah, but I think you were in the winning team in '94.
we've won it 3 times, I think.
3 times.
We've been Division 1 once. We got to Division 1, which was a bit tough. But yeah, we've had, I think, three flags we've got there.
Yeah. And then it's such an achievement to have been champion 16 times at Avondale. There was...
I'd have to say I was in the right spot at the right time.
But there was Ina Brett, and she was, I think, 9 times, and Don Cross, 11, I think. And then you're way ahead with 16.
I had a wonderful time. As I said, I think I was very lucky and had wonderful matches. And I have to say the members in those days, so many people would come out and watch. Rain, hail or shine, they'd be watching and everyone come back. And it was just a wonderful atmosphere and just a great experience for me to have been through it. Every year I'd get nervous but always so excited, and people would ring you up afterwards. It was just great support from all the members. It was wonderful.
Yes, that's one thing about Avondale.
Everyone loves to be involved.
Yeah. Then the Avondale Bowl 2006, that was a highlight.
That was really exciting, yes, because there were so many people I'd played with in open days, all the state players, and all their names were up there, and I thought, wow, I'm finally up there with all those girls. That was great. Yeah.
Because was that in that year? Did you play the second day? Was it match play or was that after?
No, that was in the old days. You used to have 2 days of qualifying and match play, but in my time it was always the 2-stroke rounds. So you didn't know until the last player came in whether you were actually whether they were going to be brilliant or if you'd made it. So it was pretty exciting, yes.
And of the championship wins, there was one special year, I believe.
The special year was the year David won the men's A grade and mother-daughter. I think that was, yeah, pretty special.
Mm. Did you ever go in the mother and son together?
We did, but we were never successful.
Okay. Yeah. All right. What was your lowest handicap?
Three, yes. Yeah.
Okay.
So,
Of course, they get down even lower now, don't they?
well, now the girls are just brilliant, yeah. In the days when I was on 3, I suppose the girls in the state team were on scratch 1 and 2.
You had 7 holes in one, I believe.
Yeah, not all in competitions, but
Okay.
yes, and usually they weren't particularly good shots, so you just got lucky. But yeah, when I was playing a match, I remember that one, and I was 6 down with 6 to go, and I had a hole in one. I still didn't win the match, but I got to play one more hole.
Yeah, well, I mentioned at the presentation today that you were part of the team, the winning Coronation Medal, which is a WGA event, isn't it?
That's right, yes. I was Narissa and I think we played at Castle Hill, and Jenny Locke and Barb Wood played at, we think, Wakehurst. And yeah, that was exciting. We didn't actually know we'd won because we thought Wakehurst had won, but one of their girls had 120 off the stick and the other 3 were really good. So you need 4 scores to count, and only 3 were good. So we came away with the Coronation Medal.
Yeah, so that's all suburban clubs or within
That's all the metropolitan, all the Sydney clubs. So there's a lot of clubs.
Quite
playing
an
it.
achievement.
Yeah.
And you and Narissa won the Summer Foursomes, which was a WGA event.
We won that twice, and I twice won the Veterans Foursomes with Marg Allibone 2 years in a row. So
Right.
that was a while ago.
Right, and also the Foursomes Championship, Avondale Foursomes. I think that was 13 times, or 14 maybe.
I haven't counted that one, but we had a few good wins there, yes.
But with different partners.
Different partners. Normally you'd play with the same person a couple of times, and then you'd sort of share it round and play with someone else. But yeah, they were always good.
Yeah, well, that's major. And the Diabid Con, I can't remember the other trophies, but there are so many.
Yes, I
where
had
your
some.
name has featured.
Rolling.
All right. Well, now we're down in the archives with Bev Stanton, who's our archivist at Avondale these days. And I remember being down here with Bev years ago, and we decided that it was, Bev said, Sue Ellen Barker's been been champion for 16 years. She's got this extraordinary record. Why hasn't the club done something about it? So we decided that we would approach the ladies' committee of the day and leave it up to them to put it forward to the board. And it was wholeheartedly supported by everybody. Sue Ellen was embarrassed, as I remember, and came down and we talked about it. But it's very timely, Bev, isn't it? That
Absolutely.
she can enjoy it while she is playing.
We thought so. I just thought, gosh, no acknowledgement at all. Name should be up in lights. This person is the most outstanding golfer we've had here. And when it came to happen, it was the one I wanted to win.
Well, I think that is why it's lovely to play. It's an open event that everybody can play in, and it is something that people strive to win every year.
Exactly. Yeah. And you went out and chose it yourself.
We
didn't you?
chose the trophy.
We didn't say, here it is, this is yours.
No, we
They
found
allowed
something
to
a little
vote.
bit different. We said there's lots of silver to clean, so it's a non-silver trophy, and it alternates par and Stableford, so it gives sometimes the lower markers have a bit more an advantage in the par rounds, and the longer markers have the advantage Stableford. So every year it alternates, and
I remember that's what you chose.
Yes.
So you chose the trophy and how to play it.
and said let's have it because
Exactly. So marvellous, really. Yeah.
So, Sue Ellen, Avondale has been good for you. You really feel it's your club and feel.
Oh look, I've had a wonderful ride at Avondale. It's been a brilliant 30 years or however many years I've been playing, and love the club, love the people. I think we're all very lucky to belong here.
Yes, yeah. Well, it's been a very brief interview, really, Sue Ellen, but thank you so much. One of the things that came through very strongly when I spoke to people was just how much you were respected, how helpful you'd been to them, and just what a shining example you are to us all. And we're very lucky to have you, and thank you for today.
Thank you very much, Anne. Thank you.